Hey family, it's Regina. Welcome. This is your first time. And of course, welcome back for hanging out with me again. Glad to have you here. If you're here, welcome. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to give you my backstory and then the immediate backstory before we get started. About 3 years ago, I fell in the rabbit hole of perfume. I had a very large collection. I'm thinking close to 1,000 bottles. And then Spirit put it on my heart one day and said, you're going to go on a journey because you're going to do it on YouTube and you're going to get down to 300. And that is what I've been doing for the last year and a half. I had gotten it close to 600, 1,000 to 600, and now I was heading my way down to 300. Recently, i.e. last month, October, I went to Italy and I had had a suspicion, an intuition that Italy was where I wanted to have a second home eventually to retire. And I was right. And so now Spirit has put it on my heart that since that is where I'm going, that is what I'm doing, there can only be 100. Yes, 100 bottles of fragrance to go with me on my journey. So that's where this is at. This is the start of my new series. And if you've ever seen the Highlander series, you know how we always says there can only be one. Well, put a couple of zeros on it, and that's where I'm at right now. There can only be 100. And today we're going to start with Guerlain. And we're going with the big guns, y'all, because if I'm going to have to fill 100 slots, I got to start at the beginning. If you saw one of my earlier videos where I talked about when I was in Rome in early October, how I was in my sleep saying things to some of my bottles of fragrance, saying, you're wonderful, I love you, but I don't think you're going to make it. I'm not sure I didn't say you're wonderful, I love you. I think I was saying, I think you're nice, and I like you. Sort of like you say your boyfriend or ex, someone that you like, I like you, but I don't think we're going to make it. And it's not you, it's me. As opposed to like, you curl my toes and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. That's the difference in what we're going to experience. I need the toe curling fragrances that I think would be a part of my collection for the rest of my life. Not the, oh, you're nice and everybody wants you, everybody has you, and I think maybe I should be with you. Nope, we're getting rid of those. Those are gone. As I get into this, you're going to start seeing these. You're going to start seeing red dots, green dots, yellow dots, and it's exactly like a light. Green means it's going, red means it's staying, and yellow means I'm not really sure. We're going to figure it out by the time I get to the end. Let's start with the Shalimars that I have. I don't remember them. I haven't even ventured into putting them in with notes because I've just felt like Shalimar, it's just such an exceptional fragrance. I absolutely love the shape of this bottle. I've been afraid. Can't be afraid anymore. The Shalimar Eau à la Vanille. I did not put that dent in it. I actually bought it. Let's go in, shall we? I think this is going to end up being a red or yellow at least because I'm not really liking what I'm getting from it, which is a little bit of a cleaner. Next one is Malise Shalimar. This is the Iris. This is the new one. Iris. Let's see what I think. Oh no, this is beautiful. This, you get the Iris right off the bat. You also get an unmistakable vanilla. This is absolutely gorgeous. This is probably what I wish the Eau de la Vanille smelled like. This is beautiful. This is another Malise. This is Malise Tonka. I'm a little old to be reading this bottle, to be telling you the truth, because the name of which one it is on the bottom, which is teeny, teeny, tiny. And I love Tonka. You guys probably, if you've watched me before, know that it's one of my top 10, definitely top 5 notes. Oh, this is another beautiful one. This is more like buttered almond to me. The vanilla is not nearly as pronounced, but also a little bit like Jergens lotion. And I've said this before, for whatever reason, oftentimes Tonka and almond for me smells like Jergens body lotion from when I was a kid. And this is what I'm getting from this. It's not bad. Not bad at all. This one is the Malise. Oh boy. This is Vanilla Planifolia. This is the reason why I didn't get the new one that came out, the Vanilla Planifolia, because number one, it was close to $600 for a little itty bitty 50 mil, I think. And I already had this one and I thought, how different can it really be? Yes, this should have that more Shalimar DNA and the other one should be just a gorgeous vanilla, but I don't know, $600? I don't know. So I didn't buy it. But can you see, look at the juice is not that dark, but it is certainly a beautiful, heading towards a nice chocolate color. This is pure sensual vanilla. There is nothing else here that I'm getting. This is probably one of the first date night fragrances that I would say date night, because I don't do date night anymore. But this would be something I would wear if I were doing it. Let's put it that way. This is a stunner. Shalimar Soufflé Intense. I gotta say, I do love the bottles. They're just gorgeous. Now, this to me is a red immediately. Out of the 5 of them, this is probably, I would rank it number 5. The Ode à la Vanille, number 4. The Melisme Tonka, number 3. The Iris would be number 2. Melisme Vanille, that would be number 1. Let's move to the hard part. Okay, we're moving into the Guerlain line. Let me take a sip. Let's start with everybody's favorite, Spiritus Double Vanille. And I'm starting with this because honestly, I have this and 2 backups. I haven't decided how that fits in. I don't know if it's 100 name or 100 bottles. I can't be trying to game this right now. Oh no, I gotta be honest. This is so almost decadent in the vanilla. This is a powerful fragrance. I absolutely love it. This is the one I do think that the REHOME girlies got right. This is beautiful. I can say with certainty, this deserves a green. Let's talk about one that I don't think deserves a green. Neroli Out Renoir. Bought it because I thought I liked Neroli, but I don't like the Neroli in here. There's a sharpness. This is not like an orange blossom. This is a sharp green leafy. It is more green than it is sweet and orange blossom. This is on the red tag. I feel comfortable saying that because there's so many other things that have neroli or orange blossom in that I prefer. Let's do another one that I think is also a miss for me, and that is Tobacco Honey. I love tobacco. I love honey. This one I just found overbearing. I just found it to be too much. Oh, yeah, there we go. It is mellowed in the 6 or 8 months since I bought it. The honey is overpowering the tobacco, and it's almost sickeningly sweet. I stand by what I said. This is also a red. Cure Beluga. That, again, I don't remember this either. Small one. Oh, no, see, this is beautiful. The leather and the vanilla come through this so beautifully. I would say this is a green. Angelique Noir, which is another vanilla, but it's got Angelique in it, which is a more green flower, herb, whatever it is. Again, I'm going to do a note eventually, so it'll probably be in here. I took this with me on one of my trips recently, and I wasn't as thrilled. This, to me, smells, again, like a green plantain with a powdery note in it. It's not bad. None of these are bad. I'm not sure I would reach for it. It's not curling my toes. I like it. I would date it, but I don't think I'd want to marry for the rest of my life with it. These are fragrances that make me curl my toes. I love them. The thought of wearing them just makes me excited. I have one more, and I think you guys are going to be surprised by this. Let me make sure my mic is miking. I want you to make sure you hear this. This is Fève Gourmande. Tell you the work I went through to find this sucker. So Fève Gourmande apparently is the revised version to the original chocolate Gourmand Coquine. I actually was able to find some of the original formulation, and they're up there. No, I'm not bringing those down because they're probably going to get a grandfathered in. And I also have the other one. I also have a Tonka Imperial. Then I found this and I thought I loved it. Now let's see what I think. Let's tell you my first thought. It's a candy bar. It's a milk chocolate candy bar. It has no weight to it. And I probably should have started with this because by comparison, Spiritus Double Vanille is heavyweight. That is a rich, bittersweet chocolate ganache dessert kind of thing. It is weighted. It packs some power. This smells like a candy bar. Nice. It's going to be a yellow for me because I think I may have other ones that are more chocolate focused. So this is probably going to end up coming back to haunt me in a chocolate note episode. This is lovely. Color is lovely. The color of these are sort of a pinky, and I would think that by now with the level of vanilla that should be in here that they'd be darkening, and they're not. They're not doing this, which is what I would think they'd be doing as they age, right? I would think they'd be getting darker, and they're really not. This is my Guerlain episode. 2 are definite red. The Spiritus Double Vanille is definite green. Cure Beluga is a green. Angelique Noir is a yellow. And Fève Gourmande is also a yellow. Woo! Talk about ripping off the Band-Aid, y'all. Boy. Hey family, editing Regina here. I forgot to say goodbye. Thank you for watching. Oh, and if you're so inclined, like or subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.